Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanzo, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. We give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. Today, we have an absolutely ridiculous show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want today's full show before it comes out on YouTube, it is streaming for free on the Dreamers Pro podcast that we have pinned below. Anyway, let me. Oh my God. Oh God. Let me get to this topic. We had actually finished coming up with the topics that we're going to produce today. And I was getting ready to start shooting. And then this topic flashed across my screen. Now, I saw it, and initially I thought I was being punked, right? Because the title was so ridiculous. It says, Perk tells Stephen A. Smith that LeBron winning 5th ring at the end of his career. So it ended up being a clickbait title, of course, from one of these fake channel. So I get there and I start watching it, and essentially what they were discussing was who would win their first championship, who's going to win the next championship first. Is it going to be Tiger Woods, or is it going to be LeBron James? And Ryan Clark and these guys were talking, and then it got to the point where Ryan Clark started to talk and to give his particular take. Now, one thing before we even get into that, you guys know ESPN these guys are propagandists, right? They really push it. Like, they really push it. Sometimes in subtle ways, sometimes in overt and clear ways, right? But that's what they do. And the vast majority of people out there, buy it up, they gobble it up. Or the vast majority of gullible people, they gobble it up. They can't really discern what they're really seeing. Some of us out here can see it plain as day that these guys are propagandists, period, end of story. Period, end of story. And they are relentless with their propaganda. So I was listening to the panel talking, and then it came time for Ryan Clark to talk. Ryan Clark, who I like, funny enough. And when he started to talk, he gave a take that absolutely stunned the entire ESPN panel. And even Kendrick Perkins was looking at him like, wait, what did he just say? So for those of you who didn't hear what Ryan Clark had to say, I want to quickly play it for you. And then we're going to come back and continue with the show. Take a listen to what Ryan Clark had to say here.
Number one, anytime Tiger steps on foot on Augusta, he's got a chance to win. I don't care if he's 48. I don't care if he's 58. I don't care if he's 68. Anytime that he plays in the Masters, he's got a legitimate chance to go win it. I think, two, at the U.S. Open in 2027 is at Pebble Beach. Anytime he plays at Pebble Beach, he's got a chance to win it. I don't know where any of the Open championships are that he's got a great track record at. The PGA Tour or the PGA Championship, I think in 2031 is at a place where he's going to win a lot too. So Memorial, where Jack's tournament is, he's got a chance to win it every single year that he plays in it. So the places that he's comfortable in and the way that he looked recently playing with Charlie, his son, he'll win a tournament.
It's LeBron because it ain't never LeBron's fault. Like, it's not like when you look at the way today's game has evolved, right? And the fact that LeBron is still playing at a top 10 level, at an elite level, it's about surrounding him with the right people, understanding that you can't ask him throughout a playoff series or throughout a playoff run to carry the entire load. But if you're going to ask LeBron to do his job at a high level, not just at a starter level, but at an MVP all-star level, he is going to do that. Physically, he's in so much better shape than Tiger Woods is right now in order to do his job. So if you put him with the right pieces around him, with that MVP savvy, with sort of that Hall of Fame experience that he has, I believe LeBron James can win another championship. It's going to be about the economics of putting the right people around him, because him as the centerpiece, but not necessarily having to be the number one from a scoring position, to me is the way to allow LeBron to win another one. It's whether or not you can assemble that. I just don't know if Tiger can go out there, bro, and do that for an entire weekend, given what his body has been.
Where you stand, Big Perk?
Well, first of all, I'm glad RC stood on business, because all Dan did was name all the tournaments and say, oh, yeah, Tiger got a chance. Hell, if I was out there in the PGA Tour, I would have a chance, too. If I'm out there playing. Stand on
Hit
business.
A pedestrian?
Here's the fact of the matter. All right, the fact is this. LeBron James just showed us it's different levels to this, okay? And what he did in the in-season tournament, I'm not trying to sit up here and say that, it's the same as far as competing for an NBA championship. But when I'm talking about LeBron, and when I saw him elevate his game on both ends of the floor.
So you heard what Ryan Clark had to say. Did this man just say that it's never LeBron's fault? Is that what Ryan Clark just said? Please name me the athlete that plays at a professional level in a team sport where it was said that when his team loses, it's never his fault. Name the other athlete that they said that about. Certainly not Michael Jordan. Because, in fact, they were crucifying MJ for not winning in the beginning of his career. So MJ's off the list. Certainly not AI. For damn sure not Kobe Bryant. Who's the athlete that we've heard people say it's never their fault when they lose? Number one. Number two, how could you even fix your mouth to say something like that? That it's never LeBron's fault. So essentially what Ryan Clark was saying is this. Given the fact that LeBron plays a team sport, he's saying that LeBron is always excellent, and therefore, whenever his team loses is because of some shortcoming that his coach or his teammates made. Now, I want to get back to a point. Haven't some of us out here been saying that all ESPN does is sit up there and come up with excuses for LeBron James? And with that type of thinking, you now understand why it's always the narrative of, oh, LeBron needs more help. LeBron needs more help. LeBron needs more help. Instead of saying LeBron is not delivering. You see, it totally changes the conversation when you approach it from the vantage point of LeBron needs help. Then it takes the onus off of LeBron, and now the issue becomes everybody else's fault. It's everyone else's fault that LeBron is not winning. It's not his fault. And it's always an excuse. To me, I thought, you know what? It is nauseating, the direction that media is going in. And you know what's becoming even more true for me is that now I'm beginning to give less of a damn about the positions that I take. Because most of these guys are bought and paid for. Sorry to say. The vast majority of them are saying things that they do not believe. It is rare that you see somebody in sports media actually say the thing that they actually believe. It is rare that you see it. It seldom occurs. All you see is guys going up there twerking it up, playing along with a particular narrative that they have to uphold. To say something like that is egregious. That it's never his fault. So when they lost in 2011, it was never his fault? What are you talking about right now? I couldn't believe Ryan Clark said that. What do you mean it's never his fault? What are you talking about? You sit back and you're telling me that we can watch other great players come up short in moments, but LeBron never does. Are you kidding? It's like spitting in somebody's face and telling them it's raining. It is unreal, these guys. Absolutely unreal. And I'm not going to twerk it. What I'm doing is I'm telling you exactly what I think. And it's becoming annoying listening to these people constantly go out there and push agendas, every single day nonstop. This was what was just said on an ESPN airwaves. That it's never LeBron's. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there for you guys. But I'm floored, to say the very least. I'm not surprised. I'm shocked that Ryan Clark said something like that. Because what's going to happen is a lot of people are going to hear, yeah, you're right. I mean, look at his numbers. That's it. Then it all boils down to his individual stats. It's no longer about winning or losing. It's about the stats and the narratives we can paint around it. So if he wins, let me ask you a question then. If you're telling me, listen to this, if you're telling me that it's never LeBron's fault, that in fact he's infallible, that in fact he's always excellent, and you're going to point to his statistics, that even if his team underperforms, you can still point to his numbers and say, hey, look, he performed well. Let me ask you a question then. If his team does well, what role did he play? Then that means that it's never really him, it's really his teammates then. It's really his teammates. So maybe we're giving him a little bit too much credit. What do you think? That's ESPN for you these days. A total joke.